Welcome back, everyone, to Hard Hat Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the concrete industry to learn more about people's stories, their beginnings, and the lessons that shaped who they are today, both on and off the job site. Each episode, we sit down with industry leaders, plant operators, suppliers, finishers, and everyone in between. Today's show host, Chris Greiner, is joined with our special guest, Jason Speer. In this episode, Jason shares his story, how he got into the ready mix concrete business, and how he overcame the industry challenges. He talks about how over the years, Forsyth Redi Mix has grown to three plants and a solid operations team. Let's jump right into the episode.
Action. We're ready, bro. All right, man. Today we have my man, the legend, the concrete master, uh, my man Jason Speer from Forsyth Ready Mix. Man, appreciate you coming out, brother, and taking the time to talk with us. I've known Jason for a while. I don't know how many years, but I feel like 15 plus years we've been knowing each other. He's given me some business, so I got to show him some love. Um, Man, just appreciate you coming out. Wanted to just touch base on everything about the Ready Mix business, man. The first thing I want to touch on is I know your dad was in concrete. How did he get started? Was he Ready Mix or was he flat work?
He actually started out in the ready mix, so he drove a concrete truck
Okay.
back in the early '80s, and guy he was working for, he started doing like little side jobs after work and stuff, and so the guy ended up setting him up an account and basically put him in business. So he was pretty loyal to the concrete guy, so he only bought his concrete from that particular individual,
Nice.
and yeah, that's kind of where he got started.
Now, so did he eventually sell out the concrete business or
No, as far as the concrete business, so he ran it for several years.
Yeah.
He ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and me and my brother Jimmy, which Jimmy is older than me, so he kind of took it over first, and then I
Okay.
kind of followed suit
Okay.
after school.
Okay. Yeah, that was a question I had because I knew you and Jimmy were in the flat work business, and then I was like, when did you decide to get into the ready mix business? What?
It's I've kind of always had that dream of it.
Okay.
I guess probably the first time I went out in the field, I was maybe 12, 13.
Dang.
It's pretty young.
Heck yeah, right.
And I'll never forget it. I didn't know nothing about nothing. And they were pouring some steps. And my dad was like, hey, give me a hand float. So I'm looking around. I mean, I see all these tools in a bucket. And I'm like, a hand float. So
Yeah.
I ended up grabbing a trowel. He was like, oh, that ain't a hand float. And he threw it. So I went back to the bucket and grabbed the edger out of the bucket. Took it over there, man. He really threw it. So I looked at my brother and I was like, hey, Jimmy, you got to let me know what all these tools are. So by the end of the day, he had showed me, a hand float stick and magnesium and then the trowels were thin. And
Yeah, man.
so it was pretty wild.
Still to this day, I'm like, people call up here and they're like, hey, you got some red heads, and I'm like, wedge anchors. You learn the business, right? And they're like, hey, man, you got a hickey. The first time somebody's like, hey, man, you got a hickey bar? I'm like, bro, I ain't had a hickey since eighth grade, man. What's a hickey bar? So I got to ask because I don't know all the slang terms. But, I mean, you learn it after the years, like roller bug is one of those tampers that push down the rock and the cream comes up. But when new people start, man, they're just like, they don't know what to say, man. Like, there's a bull float, there's a channel float, some people call it the bull float. It's just crazy. So I can only imagine somebody saying, go get me a hand float, and there's 20 tools, and you're like, yeah, don't know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
up.
It was wild. Our Hispanic guys, with me and Jimmy, I guess early 2000s, we started them. And us as white guys or black guys that we always were,
Yeah.
it was the joiners. We call them groovers. So we was, tell them, they're like, da, 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 and they're like, no, these are joiners, joiners.
I still call it a groover because that's how I know. But yeah, some people will call joiner. Like one guy can't call me the other day. He's like joiner, and I'm like, he sounded like he said joint. I'm like expansion joint. You cutting joints. What are you talking? And then he was talking about a groover. I'm like, sir, we call that a groover. So, but yeah, man. So that's wild. So that inspired. I guess that inspired your transition was growing up in it. Pops did it. Brother did it. You're like, this is all I know. I'm getting in the ready mix business.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, we grew up in it. My biggest thing is at, I guess, early 2000s, about every company was foreign owned at that point. It's kind of weird. There for a while, everybody was American owned. Then it got sold out
Mm-hmm.
foreign. Well, then when you were having problems, it's just like in the tool world. You can't get nobody to give you an answer.
Right.
So we had concrete with cracks or this or that, and nobody wouldn't do nothing about it. And so I was like, well, that's when my wheels got turning. I was like,
Yeah.
well, we poured enough concrete. I believe I could do a ready mix plan and be able to survive, if we just hauled it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of where my wheels got turned.
Well, and this is always a question I have because I know what it takes to start a rental concrete supply business, which I didn't have the money to start. I had partners to help me. There was no way I could have ever been like, "Hey, can I borrow $5 million?" Or somebody's just gonna say, "Yeah, here." So how do you? I mean, you got investors. You got y'all saved up money since you was 12. I mean, how do you get started? Like to get all the trucks and the plants and the land. I mean, that's a lot, man. How does that?
It, a lot of faith.
Yeah.
It kind of come together. So in 08, 09, when the economy really went bad,
Oh yeah.
we were traveling everywhere and staying out of town a lot, doing what we could, to keep everybody busy and survive. So once, I guess 2010, I ran across a ready mix plant. So I was like, man, I really don't want to go all the way to Ohio.
Right.
So I just kept tooling around about it, and so we ended up flying up there. Me and a couple buddies, we looked at it. Guy had a reasonable price on it, so we kind of took our savings and my savings, and it come together, and I bought it. I had to go up there and take it down, and that was horrible. You would think
Guarantee
April,
that.
the weather would be great.
No.
It was terrible.
No
It
doubt.
sleet, it snowed, rained the whole time. I swore I'd never go back to Ohio.
No doubt. Dude, talking about a leap of faith, man. That's awesome, bro. God, that's awesome. I did that, and see, that's what I'm saying. This is what I love about this because I had no clue that's how you got started. That's fantastic, man. I guess since then, since you went and bought that, what's been the biggest challenge since you first launched Forsyth Redi Mix?
Our biggest one was installing the first plant. Learning we knew the finishing business, but
Mm-hmm.
learning the mix designs. You know sometimes when you're finished, you're like, oh, you just dumping concrete in a truck and it's easy. Well, you kind of have a different perspective once you start.
Oh, I guarantee it.
So the getting the rock right, the sand, cement, all the admixtures.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty challenging. Putting the first plan up, getting our permits, making sure EPA stuff was right.
God,
And,
I bet that's a lot, man. Is there a batch plant for dummies book, or how you learn to like do the mix? Just trial and error. Like, hey, this
we
mud's good. This ain't.
we had a couple engineers that kind of helped us, and
Okay.
then our admix guy, they help you do mix design. So we kind of went off of their stuff and then
Nice.
tweaked it. And since we were finishers, we could pour and place it. And
Mhm.
my ultimate goal is as a finisher, you want to make it as easy as workable as possible because
Yeah.
the guys tend to like it better that way.
Yeah, you're gonna sell more because the guys love your mud. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense from somebody that's been in it and knows what they want and what's good mud and bad against somebody just like you said, foreign, a lot of money just investing and don't know about concrete.
Oh,
So yeah, man.
yeah, on the ready mix side, you want to keep it dry as you can, but on the finishing side, you want it wet as you can.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Um, what motivates you in this in your business, and how do you keep the culture like having people want to work in your business?
We try to, you know, my biggest motivation is we're kind of the underdogs.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way I look at it, and as a finisher, a lot of people look at you different. Like your burnouts or pothead. Something. You know what I'm saying? It's just something weird,
Yeah,
and
for
it
sure, man.
so that kind of motivates me toward the bigger companies to not let
Yeah.
them push me around and push us down.
Yeah, man.
We really look hard for go getter type guys, and that's the guys we want on our team.
Yeah. Hard. And that's what I think we've talked about it before on the podcast was like I'd take hard work ethic, than a degree or anything like that any day. Because it's hard to find people that want to work hard. Nowadays, it's like, man, that's a hard find, bro.
Oh yeah,
It really is.
yeah. We've had guys come in and they want to fill out an application,
Yeah.
and you look at their handwriting and stuff,
Right.
and but you bring them in and try them, and they work their tail off, and
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's great for me.
Yeah. I'd have that all day, for sure. Now I know you've got or plants at Greensboro, Moxville, Rural Hall. Is there any I'm missing? And is there plans for future growth in North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever, anywhere?
I mean, we're always looking. Yeah, if it was up to me, I would want one in every state and
Yeah. Yeah.
every country
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, we're continuing to grow. Especially in this industry, it's a lot of it's, I believe, quantity based.
Yeah.
The more you do, the better off you're going to be. And
Yeah.
so we would like to.
Somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like North Carolina has been a great state to probably have a concrete plan as well. Cause I feel like there was times where everybody I talked to was like, it's 2 weeks out before I can get mud, or everybody's always kind of booked up or backed up.
Yep, and with the driver situation and stuff like that, it's still kind of book out a little bit, but you just gotta hustle and go get it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what kind of major changes have you seen in the ready mix industry over the last 5 to 10 years?
Um, Probably a lot of the major changes. It seems like corporate companies are like buying each other out or consolidating. And,
Yeah, man.
The biggest one that I'm really noticed is the cement. We were on like a type 1-2 cement.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on an environmental friendly type 1L.
Yeah.
So that's been a major change.
Yeah, and I feel like we've had guests on here, and Tom was one of them. I feel like Tom was going to he was about to wrestle me over type 1L or something. I was like, man, I didn't do it, man. I'm sorry, bro. But I mean, I feel like we could have a whole round table with concrete guys, ready mix guys about that, because I feel like we've had a lot of problems with that in the industry.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, not only finishers, the ready mix guys, we've had a lot of problems, and you understand you want a more eco-friendly product.
yeah, and I get that, make the environment better, but it's like if they got to bust it out and redo it every other pour, it ain't good for nobody.
No, it's not helping. and by the time you factor that in, and then you're almost having to add more to it now. It seems like.
Yeah.
So me personally, I don't see where it's benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering your take on that, because I feel like that's a big topic for a lot of people I sell. That I was telling you before is like that my sealer was the problem. I'm like, hey, come on, man. But then I think because it was like they just started dealing with it and seeing it, and then when it's happening more and more and more, they figured out it was the ready mix, or the type 1L.
I mean, we're getting a handle on it. We were one of the first ones that actually started running in this area, and the first year, like our residential finishers, they drug us through the mud. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, "We're not changing nothing." And
Right.
and that's when we started learning that it's sad, but on the finishing side, you have to adapt to it and kind of change your ways.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest problem is you got guys doing it 10, 20 years, and they're like, we ain't changing our ways. I'm like,
You gonna have to, right? Yeah. And so I guess you've seen more people adapt to it.
Yeah, we've kind of showed them different styles and stuff they can do, but it's not as, I would say it's not as forgiving. So you really gotta go through every step or process.
Yeah. Where back in the days, I guess you didn't have to.
Yeah, back in the days, it's as a concrete finisher, it's not what I can finish, it's what I can get away with.
Yeah. Right. Um, yeah. So, any advice you have for contractors, builders? You know, when they're coming to you, like any questions they could ask on something like that for the Type 1L, or any things they can do or should ask like you when they have big pours, small pours.
Um, our biggest problem is scheduling. You still got
Yeah.
your guys that'll wait till 4 o'clock Tuesday evening, and hey, I want concrete 7 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Um, that's our big one is try to plan your job out and do a little better on scheduling. The next one, like when you call it in, we used to get a lot of questions like the PSI, like 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, but we're not really getting a lot of guys questioning that, to want to upsell it or get a better product.
Yeah, and that's us with the color machine back here. I don't, it's like you're supposed to ask, I guess, what sack mix and 3,000, 4,000. I'm just like, what color do you want?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there's so many that are air, water, 3,000 mix. I'm like, bro. I mean, what color you want? Here's what I'm giving you. I hope it works with your concrete. And 99 out of 100 it does. I mean, but it's like, man, there's so many. I hear people added water and this, that, and other, and I'm like, I didn't know it was that difficult. I thought you just said send me 40 yards of 4,000 psi and roll with it.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess it's
see,
more.
we run into that. We try to get our dispatchers to ask questions like, are you pouring it outside or inside, or
Yeah.
and we had an incident with a COD customer, didn't know anything about concrete, and they're like, well, we got a garage slab. Was it inside, outside? Well, it's outside and inside, but long story short, they ended up messing up and ordering an air mix, and the finisher finished it, and then the top popped off.
Yeah. So it's like, what do you do on something like that, man? I mean, is it your fault, his fault?
So that's what puts you between a rock and a hard spot. Like, what do you do? Like, you got a phone recording with the guy ordering it, but you feel bad for him because he
right. So y'all record every call just in case something like that happens.
Try to do.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
And then that's like our trucks. We got GPS tracking, dash cams. It's just you got to try to watch everything now.
I mean, I'm sure you're part of the business because mine's probably nothing like that. But man, collecting money, making sure you got all your I's dotted, T's crossed on the lien waivers or whatever, man, is like, it's tough out here.
Oh yeah. Our biggest problem is credit cards. You think with a credit card you would be fine, but like we got people charge credit card, and then a month later
you get charged back.
Yeah, and they're
stolen or
it's like stolen or fraudulent cards.
Man. We had a big run of that where people were calling in and wanting to buy a number 4 rebar, and I've even seen equipment. Guys, we were like, "Hey, I need a copy of the license with the credit card," and they'd send you a license that they had like fake ID, and you could read something like you started learning and be like, all right, this guy's name, but he lives on 123 Shoe Lane or some kind of weird, address, and you're like, wait a minute, man, something ain't right. And I mean, I just caught one the other day. Guy was like, I need 4 bundles of number 4. And he was, I could just tell, man. I knew it off the rip. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I'm cash only now for guys, because he didn't have, he said, I said, I need somebody to pick it up with the license and the credit card. He's like, no, man, I'm going to pay over the phone. I said, man, I'm sorry. We got burned a lot. Like, with people like this, we can't do that anymore. I said, I'll take cash money for the driver and I'll load him right up, And then it was like, click. So it was like, we've kind of figured out, but it's still tough to like, catch everybody, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because see, we started asking to send a copy of your license in, to match it with the card and stuff. Now.
You have to, man. And if people don't have it, then it's like, sorry, you ain't getting no concrete. I mean, that's just what you got to do. Yeah, man, that's been a tough one on us, and I mean equipment rental and everything. That's been you gotta watch, man, because people are out there trying to they're trying to take you. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it happens. Um, so look, when you're hiring people, man, what are you looking for? Plant, your staff guys at the plant, your drivers, sales. What kind of person are you looking to hire?
We, it's tough, and
Amen.
we try to look for honest guys and um, that have that go getter attitude
Mm-hmm.
that want to do good, and mistakes are going to happen and problems,
For
and
sure.
and if you have a mistake, own up to it and hold yourself accountable. And I think a lot of guys learn a lot from it.
Yeah, that's been in this day and age, the hardest part of my business is people.
Oh yeah.
I'm terrible at hiring. I like everybody, right? I'm like, man, I like this guy, and he's the worst guy you ever hired in your
Mm-hmm.
life. Don't show up late. Um, but yeah, that's the hardest part. Is like somebody interviews great, they're terrible at work. Somebody's a horrible interview, is the best worker you got, and I'm
Oh yeah.
like, it's just hard. It's hard for people to show up on time. Everybody wants to be the vice president in the third week and the highest paid wages in the world. And I feel like we do a lot for people, and I'm sure you do too. It's like, it's almost, I mean, you got to have a good culture, good pay, benefits to take care of people for them to stay with you nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
that's just what I've
you
what I've
got
found.
you got to treat your people good,
You
but
do.
in the same token, it's sometimes the more you treat them, and the better and the better and the better. It's this more, more, more.
And they take advantage of you. They expect it. I don't know. It's a different world right now
Oh yeah.
than 20 years ago.
Yeah, we was growing up. You go in, you work hard, and you get paid for what you
That's
worth. You want more, do more, be more.
that's it, man. And that's what I tell people. I tell people all the time when they start. I'm like, look, man, a hard worker will stand out in a crowd. I mean, because now it's like I know in my mind who my hard workers are. I can name them. I'm like, dude's here every day on time, don't complain, does his job, does it fast. I mean, does it safe. And it's like, and then you got guy, and then other guys are like, man, what's wrong with you? You know, it's
Mhm.
tough, man. Um, so yeah, so if you had a lesson on leadership for your guys at the since you've been running the your business and now three plants, um, what would something like that be? Like saying you're gonna if a guy came to you and like, I'm gonna start a new plant, man, what would you kind of give him?
It would.
I know the
I
leap of
just
faith was
yeah. I'd just be like, you're not going to do it in a 40-hour week. So in this business, it's you got to put 100% in it.
yeah,
Um, it's kind of like how we talked about like the pump truck operators and stuff.
yeah,
It's not an 8 hour day. It's sometimes it's 12 hours, 16 hours.
yeah,
Um, you gotta. It's hard to balance your work life, home life
yeah,
in
man.
the concrete.
I think me and you got something in common. As my wife works with me, and your wife works with you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
God bless us both.
Some days.
It is great because you trust them. They're awesome, but it's tough sometimes, man. Because you live with them, you work with them, you
Yeah,
it's but
it's
it's for me it's a benefit more than it is. I like to joke with people and say, I fire her 3 times a week and she quits 5 or whatever. But honestly, I couldn't do it without her.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I know I've reached out to Annie before, and I know you count on her a lot too, man.
oh yeah. So we try not to overlap each other. I kind of let her handle the inside
Hmm.
office, that type stuff, and then I kind of handle the outside and drivers and
So
mechanics and
so that works out good.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
I go in the office and start questioning this and that, and
Oh
I'll
God,
get a
yeah.
book thrown at me.
Same here, man. They're like everybody. I come in, they're like, "Man, you take your medicine. You're all over the place." I'm like, I just. But you want it how you want it. You know what I
Oh
mean? It's like you want your trucks clean, you want your yard clean, you want to be on time, do a good job. I mean, your name's behind it, man,
oh
and
yeah.
then you build it.
Yeah, I have a hard time sitting still. I
Yeah.
can't. I got to be on the move.
Yeah, man, understood that. So, how many hours you put in a week? You think? I mean, it's probably
It
way more in the beginning, but or is it just as many now?
That's about as many now. You know, so we haul our own product in as well, or sand,
Okay.
rock. So like sometimes I'll go in at 2, 3 in the morning, and see our sand truck haulers and stuff, and
Wow.
you know talk trash to them for a minute.
Yeah.
So there's some mornings I could be there at 3 in the morning, and still some evenings 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night before I go home.
Wow.
There's been a couple occasions we've done some not big jobs, but stuff that needed to be done at midnight on after hours. So I'd go in, batch a truck, and take it to the job. So our drivers, it wasn't interfering with them for our daily stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been a couple of days I probably ran 24, 48 hours.
Wow. Now, you ever drive a truck?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm the type that I believe you should be able to do everything in your company.
That's fantastic.
So if I gotta dispatch or answer the phones, I'll do that. I can batch any of the plants, run the loaders, fill the plants. I mean, you might
That's
see me
awesome.
outside one day shoveling stuff up under the bell.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I say I could do everything here, but I'm not a mechanic, and I don't ever want to be or claim to be. I can't do it. You work on trucks too?
Yeah.
Dang,
Well,
he does
I,
it
I
all,
I
man.
don't as much anymore. So I had a incident with the Greensboro plant where I lost half my thumb.
Dang.
And
Okay.
yeah, we was working on it one day and had a chunk come through the silo, and I got my thumb stuck up in it.
Dang, dude. That sounds painful, man. God, I'm sorry about that.
But it, went to the hospital that evening, went back to work.
Dang, hardcore, bro. You are hardcore, no doubt. All right, I got a question because I always wondered this. Like at the like when I was at job sites, there's some kind of language that these finishers and the freaking drivers are like, and all this. I'm like, listen, man, why not just go up, down, left, and right? Why we got to have all this gang signs and codes? I mean, what is that? Who started this? You know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
It's hilarious, man. They're like, turn around. It's like I'll be on a forklift. I've been on a forklift before, and I'm loading something for a guy, and he's all. I'm like, listen, man, you want me to go up or down, left or right? I mean, let's make it simple here, all right?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy to me though.
Yeah, it's different now. Especially like if you drive a concrete truck, you pull in, you got 7 different people there pointing 9 different directions.
Man, I get stressed out if I was a driver. I get stressed out just delivering something sometimes. There's people everywhere, trucks, car, everything. I'm like, man, but are yours? Because I think they're making everything new all the time. Is front loading easier? Is that what y'all run or?
Greensboro, we got kind of a mixed fleet. A row haul plant and Mossville, we're running mainly front discharges. So in the residential market, I feel like the front discharges do a little better because you're looking from the front of the truck, you're
Yeah.
watching the guys, and you're able to place the material for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Greensboro market, we kind of do a lot of more track homes, I guess you would say, pump jobs with the commercial jobs and that stuff. So, you back up to the pump truck and just dump it out in it. Doesn't really,
Yeah.
you don't really need a front truck.
Front loader. Yeah. I always wondered that. I was like, I can't back up without. You got cameras on these trucks?
Yeah, so like all our new
heck
trucks,
yeah.
they have backup cameras.
Okay, I could probably drive one then. As long as I got a camera, I don't need to use mirrors. I'd be the best driver they got, bro.
Oh, it's
crazy.
crazy.
I might come drive one day, man, if you let me.
We-
Just around the yard.
We first opened with the older trucks, which we still got a few of the older trucks, but man, the stuff we started with versus what we got now, I mean, it's like driving a pickup truck around.
Yeah, that's wild. I remember I used to see it down on 40. I felt like some of your used trucks used to go through that guy. I used to sell some used equipment to that guy back in the days. I can't remember his name. It's right there on kind of near Burlington. He had a big lot of concrete trucks, forklifts.
So that's Continental Mixers.
Okay.
And Ricky Grooms.
I felt like there was some brothers there at one time.
Detroit Brothers, I think.
What's it?
Detroit Brothers, maybe.
Yeah, because it was like we had old forklifts.
Oh yeah, they did forklifts, I believe.
And then I was like, that's all I really seen was forklifts. And then I was like, man, that's Jason's old truck.
Yeah. So the forklift, I think they were on the front side, and then the mixer company was on the back side.
Okay. pretty easy to get rid of trucks like that? I mean, everybody looking for them?
Not so much now. Back in the day, everybody was taking used stuff, and
Yeah.
now the economy is doing kind of good. So
Yeah.
everybody's trying to get newer stuff.
New
And,
stuff, yeah.
that's like your drivers. They want all this fancy stuff and
Yeah.
cool looking push button electronics.
Yeah. I feel like that's what we need to do is like lease new trucks and get them every 3 years because I'll be out there some 1970 dump truck and people don't want to work for it. You know what I mean? But hey, we're poor. We got to do what we got to do, right? We do got we try to get newer trucks, but I feel like, man, they take a beating. Always maintenance, and then like you try to keep drivers. Like say, you want to keep the bells and whistles, nice trucks, and it's kind of hard to do.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the biggest job you've ever done or whatever, but what is some jobs that you're like, either you're riding by with your family and you're like, that's my concrete right there. I built this, or whatever, or it's like some kind of standout jobs that have been like, million square foot or 1,000 yard, whatever. That's something that you either are proud of, first job ever, or that to this day you're like, it's the best job we ever did, biggest job we ever did.
That's pretty wild because we have a lot of people asked us that, and I don't really have a answer on it.
Okay.
I'm kind of proud of
Every
everything
job,
that we did, and
2 yards to
we
2,000.
do a lot of the neighborhoods and stuff. So we
Yeah.
pass by and see out them, and I don't know. It's just every yard you sell, it makes you feel good about it.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, would you want something like is it better say I got this whole neighborhood with 400 houses, or I got this Amazon with 2 million square foot of concrete coming in that's going to be. But I mean, I feel like sometimes that might take all your trucks and you can't service nobody else. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, our biggest thing is, when we were local finishers, we'd pour 2, 3, 4 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So my main focus is I want all these small guys.
Yeah.
I don't want just one big job. I want 100 different little guys.
Yeah.
Because it may take 100 different orders to be the size of the Amazon job,
Yeah.
for instance. But I know these guys, they got families. They got to work every day.
That's right.
So when the going gets tough, they still going to be working.
That's right. They're more loyal too than a guy coming out building out with Amazon. Because sometimes I feel like I don't know how this. I always think about this too. Is like, how can somebody from Michigan come in here to North Carolina and beat our guys local, and they paying guys per diem and all this, motel rooms, fuel. I'm like, how does that even work? But I mean, I see where you're like loyal guys. They're using you all the time. That adds up way more than one big job.
Oh yeah, and we're pretty consistent. But we do small to mid-sized commercial work, and we'll try to focus on like 600-yard pours or less. On them size projects, just we could start at 2, 3 in the morning. By 7, 8 o'clock, we could jump on our local guys.
Right.
Because our biggest thing is between the local guys we pretty much got their time slot set up every day, committed to them.
Yeah,
So
that's good, man. Now, I guess, do you remember what the biggest job you ever, like yards wise, I guess, in a day, a week, or?
we did a few different warehouses. I want to say the biggest one was 1,183 yards, I think, in one day.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very nice.
And I enjoy them. I like them. You got one order, you're going back and forth to the same job.
Yeah.
But when it's done, it's kind of done.
yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Where do you see yourself 5 years for Scythe? I mean, you got any new directions, more plants that you're thinking of, any new businesses, services you're going to offer in the next 5 years?
We're
Don't
definitely
say concrete construction supply company because I might have to come work for you. Don't tempt me with a good time. Could be Jason and Chris, JC Construction Supply. You never know. Yeah. Just saying.
No, I'll leave that to you.
Okay. All right.
But Nah, I mean, ideally, I would like to see us double, triple in size. We got fillers out different directions, so we'll see where the world takes us.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like the economy's definitely been. I feel like this year's been pretty good. Last year felt flat a little bit. I mean, I felt like for us, COVID, we went like this, and it was rocking. And you look at the numbers on, I'm like, was it rocking as much, or was it everything cost triple triple the cost?
Oh yeah,
You could get 30% on a machine that you normally get 12 because nobody in the United States had it and you could sell it. And now everybody's got the materials back and everything, and it's like you're fighting. It's a dog fight again.
oh yeah, yeah. We
So
we're definitely running into that in the ready mix side. Where these larger guys is sold out to other larger guys, and they just keep pounding the market on you.
yeah, I mean, is that I feel like concrete does a pretty good job. Like I think I don't know if it's United States wise, but I always hear like, hey, this guy's at 150 a yard, this guy's at 150, this guy's 148, and this one. It's kind of like where in my business it's like, dude, it's like we need to get a support group and be like, hey man, look, if we all stay right here, we can make some money. You have one guy that's this high, you're right here in the middle, and some guys like here, and it's like, hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's just all over the place. Is concrete pretty much like here's it's kind of flat around it's like everybody's kind of the same,
It's
or is it
you, you
cutthroat
would
as
you would
well?
think it would be, but
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's
yeah,
cutthroat. You got some guys way high.
yeah.
Some guys like, what are you doing? How can you even afford to do that?
Yeah, I see that too, man. Um,
And it's sad because my thing is whether they use me or this guy or another guy, they still got to use the product.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's just I've never understood. I just hear knowing a lot of different concrete guys. They'll be like, we were here flat work, and they're like, hey, we got beat by $300,000, and I'm like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, is somebody buying the job or just to keep their guys busy? I mean, how does that work, man? So it's the same with us. It's like, if I can do it, I'll do it. If it makes us money and it's worth it, we'll do it. But I mean, sometimes I just got to pass. I mean, I was like, man, I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what?
I kind of look at her finish, and back when I was involved in that, and in a roundabout way, I almost think there's better money on the finishing side than it is been on the material side.
Oh, I would say so. I would say so, man. And I think a lot of guys cut themselves short. And I do think if I knew anything about uh, fixing concrete, I feel like the guys that go out and fix the problems, kind of resurfacing, or you know what I mean. Those guys, like, they can almost name the price, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's a good business to be in, I think,
Well,
because
that's
it's
like
like
Tom. I mean, look at him.
nobody wants to do it. You go in there and you grind this down and you know epoxy it back or whatever. I mean, I think that's where it's at, man. Yeah, Tom, he's got too much money, man. I
Yeah.
can't mess with Tom. Tom's a man, though. He's a legend. So I guess in your business, volume is everything. I mean,
It
like,
plays a really big role in it.
yeah, yeah, you got to keep them busy. And that's what I've seen. Like, I feel like, nowadays people buying out people all the time in my business, your business, everything. But it's like the days of kind of keeping it smaller and making money, it's more about revenue. And I feel like it's harder to make money. It's harder to manage people and trucks and fuel and materials. And it's a lot of cost, man,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yep. I feel like we're doing shoot several thousand more yards a year, but the profit margins don't really offset it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
But I mean, you got to be competitive and you got to treat your customers good.
Yeah, that's how I always say it. Our business is built on customer service. That's the only way we can survive. We can't compete with a White Cap or any of these guys that own, that are nationwide or whatever. I mean, we're a small 4-store operation in 4 states. I mean, they're buying better. They're doing they're they got a lot more stores everywhere. It's tough to compete, man. It really
Usually,
is.
when a man says that, that means they got a lot of money.
Now, I don't know about that. I don't, not me, but maybe somebody in this business does. Probably the guys like White Cap that are buying everybody out, man, for sure.
Like I say, I'm a big fan of. I really like to employ people, and I really like
Yeah.
to see, especially like our young guys and stuff. I like to see them, start getting married, getting their own
Yeah, man.
house, and
That's awesome.
that.
Yeah, that's been some of the, I mean, for me, that's we always talk about it is um the old business I came from. I feel like we didn't do a lot for Christmas, or I felt like some of the ownership that they weren't in touch with the business, like they weren't involved, was um the people, what I call the men on the front line who were doing the jobs and who knew all the answers, were not treated like family. Like, and that's what I like to, like you say, it's like you're seeing people get their first car, their first house, they're having a baby. Man, that's awesome. And your job and our job is to uh, try to make sure these people are getting a paycheck every week, man, and pay
Oh
their
yeah.
bills, and trying to, I like myself is like, I want a culture here to be, I want to work around your schedule to go see your kid play football and baseball and soccer. And when you're having a baby, I want you to take off, and we're going to make it happen here so you can enjoy the time with your family. I mean, I think that's what it
Oh yeah.
needs to be, you
Yep.
know?
That's the number one thing,
And
and
that's awesome that you do that, man. I mean, I see why people would want to work for you. I would want to work for you.
I mean that's kind of like the ready mix plans. I still try to go out and see the finishers, and
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of got pulled away from out in the field a lot now because with the different plans. But so I still try to go to buy and see the guys at least once or twice a week, and ask them how they doing and high five them. And
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. And I think if you build that culture, man, people want to work for you. People want to work hard for you and do a good job and be a part of something.
mm,
Which I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but I think you got the best concrete ready mix business around. I
oh yeah,
stand on that. I mean, I do, because I really I try to promote you myself. The friends I got, when they're looking for somebody, I'm like, man, you need to call Jason. Man.
I mean we try, and like I say, everybody has problems.
Yeah,
But my number one thing is if it's a legit problem, even if it's not our problem, I'm gonna try to do what I can
yeah,
to make it right with you.
same.
Naturally, we can't please everybody, but
It's a hard job to please everybody, man. I've tried for years, and it's very hard. But I'm with you, man. Even if it takes us losing some money, eating something because we made the mistake, and I'm just trying to clean it up. I do what I got to do. Where the guy wants to come back and use me again, it's I don't. I feel like there is people who be like, no, that is what it is, man, and
oh
you
yeah,
just
and
lost.
that's how a lot of the corporate companies
Yeah,
are. They
right.
got two ways: either it's their fault or it's not.
That's it.
And
And I feel like you're gonna lose a lot of customers like that, man. But I do feel like, it's just like I told my wife when we were in Lowe's or Home Depot the other day. I feel like they're so big, man. They could care less if I ever come back. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of the big corporations that we compete against, and you compete against, same way. I don't care if you buy mud from us or not. I don't care if you buy supplies from us or not. When we care about every
oh yeah,
customer, man.
that's where I think a lot of the big companies lose it, and that's something I never want to do. No matter how big you get, you never forget your customers. You never forget where you come from.
That's right, man. That's the golden rule, man. And I try to like let people know, hey, you got a problem, man. Let me figure it out. I don't. Let's figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that's. I think that's right. I think that's what people should do. Well, man, if you got anything else, dude, pleasure, awesome.
I appreciate it.
You are awesome, man. We want to have you back. I feel like we want to have a type 1L.
Oh man, we could go on for days
That's
with
what I'm
that.
saying, man. We get everybody in here, get Tom putting his head through the wall about it and angry. It'd be awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
It'd be fantastic, dude. But yeah, man, appreciate you. wish you the best. Everything you're doing is first class, man, and we look forward to hopefully having you on again. I'd love to have you and Jimmy on together so y'all could wrestle on the floor or something.
We
man.
probably would be.
No, I'd love to have Jim. Man, Jimmy's awesome, bro.
He's yeah, that 1L, he would be a great topic on that.
Oh, I
'cause,
bet, man.
Me and him, I think we almost was fist fighting over that deal.
Dang, man. The brothers coming to blows over some and see that we have to blame it on type 1L, man. Not each other, just type 1L. But yeah, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yep.